Hello and welcome to the next Stephen King book review. I told you in my Shining review it was going to be of the collection Night Shift. That's not true, I got that wrong. Instead I'm going to do Rage, which is in this bind-up of the Bachman books. This is in really bad condition, as you can tell. Very bad condition. I got this off eBay for £20, and it's only for Rage. Because Rage is the only Stephen King book that is out of print. And it's out of print because of the subject matter. It centres around a young boy called Charlie Decker, who kills his algebra teacher and holds his class hostage. Not long after this book was published, some kids went and did a school shooting. And the book was found inside the locker of one of the students who executed the shooting. And Stephen King thought, I don't want to be responsible for that kind of thing happening again, so I'm going to discontinue it. Which means that it's very difficult to find and very expensive when you do. And this is the cheapest I could find. It's in such bad condition that when it came to me in the post and I opened it, the back cover came off in my hands. And I don't put this on my shelf with my other Stephen King books, because it just doesn't look good there. I've got my Hodder editions on there, which I will be showing you in other videos, but there is not a Hodder edition of Rage because of when it was discontinued. Hodder wasn't doing Stephen King books then. So, Rage is a fairly short book. It's 170 pages in that edition, but the print is quite small, so I think it might have been slightly longer than that originally. I'm not 100% sure. But this book, I've read it twice. The first time I thought it was pretty good, and I put on a Stephen King group my ranking of the 7 Bachman books, and it was number 3. I recently reread it, and I didn't like it at all. It was very, very boring, and I think the book should have been discontinued because of how bad it is, not because of the subject matter, because I think Stephen King doing disturbing or controversial subject matter is a staple of him. If he discontinued every book that had controversial themes in it, then he wouldn't have any books. But I do agree with him discontinuing it because of subject matter. That was a good call by him, because I wouldn't want to be responsible for these terrible things happening any more than he did, of course. But this is going to be a pretty short video compared to my other ones, because there is nothing really to say about this book. There's a couple scenes in it that are good. I particularly enjoy the scenes where Charlie Decker is speaking on the intercom to John Denver, Don Grace, and the chief of police. I can't remember his name. It wasn't that long ago I read it, but that's another reason why I didn't think the book was very good. It's not very memorable. As I said, it's the second time I read it, and I hardly remembered any of it from the first time. I remembered Charlie Decker's name and the scene where he claims that the headmaster raped him, which didn't happen. But yeah, I just didn't see anything good about it. Sorry about this review being just not very informative, but there's not much to say about it. And there wasn't anything in there that was remotely Stephen King-ish. As I say, it's in the Bachman books. I will talk more about Bachman and the pseudonym when I actually do my review on the other Bachman books, particularly in the next in a couple of videos' time when I'll be doing The Long Walk, which I'm reading right now for the second time. And I'll go in depth about Bachman then. But Rage, in my ranking out of 10, which I've done with my other books, I give it a 6 out of 10. Sorry, King, but this is your worst book so far. You've written 3 very good books and then destroyed it with this one. I would like to add, though, that even though Carrie was the first book that Stephen King published, and of course I'm releasing these videos in publication order, Rage was the first book, I think, that or The Long Walk that he wrote. He wrote it when he was 18 in high school. And even though it's a pretty shit book compared to the rest of his bibliography, it is good for a high schooler. I mean, I'm 22, and I could never write anything remotely as good as Rage in a million years. So, 6 out of 10, just because there's so many other books that are better. Thank you very much for watching my Rage review. I'm telling the truth this time. The next one will be my Night Shift review, which will be going in depth on his first short story collection. Thank you for watching my Rage review, and I'll see you next time.